Well, good to be back. And this time I'm back with my lovely wife, Apurva, and our two sons who are backstage. Welcome them here as well. It's good to be here as a family. It's a family adventure. I'll tell you my story. My parents came to this country 40 years ago with no money. I've gone on to found multi-billion-dollar companies. I did it while marrying my lovely wife, Apurva, raising our two sons, following our faith in God. That is the American dream. That is the dream that defines this country. But I am worried that that American dream will not exist for my two sons and their generation. We are now in the middle of a national identity crisis. And I'm speaking to you as a member of my generation when I say this. I am 37 years old. I was born in 1985. I'm the youngest person ever to run for U.S. president as a Republican. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what's going on with us young people. You wonder what's going on? Here's what it is. We are hungry for a cause. We are so starved for purpose and meaning and identity at a time in our national history when the things that used to fill that hunger, faith, patriotism, hard work, family, these things have disappeared. And that leaves a black hole, a moral vacuum in its wake. And when you have a black hole that runs that deep, that is when the poison fills the void. Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism, globalism, depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide. These are symptoms of a deeper void of purpose and meaning in our country. And as odd as that might sound, this is actually our opportunity as conservatives to now level up and say that for a long time we have been running from something. But now is our moment to start running to something, to fill that void with our vision of what it means to be an American today. That is our job. That is what rests ahead. The left will say race, gender, sexuality, climate. I want us talking more about the value of the individual, the family, the nation, and yes, God. Individual, family, nation, God, that beats race, gender, sexuality, and climate. I want us talking about what it means to be a citizen of this country. What does it mean to be an American? It means we believe in the ideals of the American Revolution. Ideals like meritocracy and the pursuit of excellence. That you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. That is why we will end affirmative action in America. It has been a cancer on our national soul. We are done with it. What does it mean to be an American? It means we believe in the rule of law. And I say this as the kid of legal immigrants. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law. We will use the U.S. military to close that Swiss cheese of a southern border. That is what it means to stand for the rule of law in this country. Thank you. What does it mean to be an American? It means we believe in a radical dream that our founding fathers had. A radical dream that I have as a citizen, that the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, not the deep state that actually runs the show today. So I've said that, look, if I can't be your U.S. president for more than 8 years and collect a paycheck from the taxpayer for more than 8 years, which I think is a good thing, then neither should any of those federal bureaucrats either. Replace the civil service protections with term limits for the bureaucracy. All right, that's how we revive a constitutional republic. when there are government agencies that should not exist, that have become so corrupted that they have lost their original purpose, from the FBI to the ATF, to the IRS, to the CDC, to the U.S. Department of Education, we will not just reform those agencies, no. We will get in there and we will shut them down. That is how we revive our constitutional republic in the United States of America. See, you're hearing from a lot of my friends today, and I really don't view the other people running as competitors. They are my colleagues. They are our colleagues. I will depend on them to each play their role in this national revival. I don't want to bash them. These are our friends. Just like I'm going to depend on each of you, we each have to play our part. There is a choice we face, however, and it's going to be the choice we face next year, even in our own primary. There are good people who will tell you we have to work within the institutions we have. Incremental reform is our hope. Well, here's the choice we face. Do you want incremental reform, or do you want revolution? I stand on the side of the American Revolution, those 1776 ideals that set this country into motion, that radical dream that we the people create a government that is accountable to us, not the other way around, that we sort out our differences through free speech and open debate in the public square where every person's voice and vote counts equally, not in the back of palace halls in old world Europe, not in the back of a palace hall in BlackRock's corner office today. We the people have a voice in our republic, and we depend and we require a government that finally tells us the truth again. Trust is a two-way relationship. The reason the people do not trust the government is that the government does not trust the people. They think we can't handle the truth about COVID-19, that we can't handle the truth about where the virus came from, that we can't handle the truth about vaccine mandates or lockdowns, or about a Hunter Biden corruption story, or about the Nashville shooter manifesto, or about January 6th. Our government believes that we the people can't handle the truth. It is our job as the citizens of this country to speak back and say, we the people, we can handle the truth. We the people, we demand to hear the truth. That is what begins in November of 2024. You see, for me, November 2024, that is not the finish line of a campaign. It is the start line of a national revival. That is where this begins, where I don't think about my inauguration speech. I think about my farewell speech in January of 2033. When my older son, he'll be in junior high school, okay? And all joking aside, that means something to me. We are creating a country for him. I used to say it at the start of this campaign, the country that I grew up in. I don't say it that way anymore. A country greater than the one that I grew up in. That is what I believe is possible. When I leave that office in January 2033, I want to tell you just a few things that we did. One is that we shut down that deep state, so once again we have 3 branches of government, not 4. I want to tell you that we declared independence from our enemy, communist China, who we no longer depend on for our modern way of life. I want to tell you that our economy is growing at the fastest rate in the developed world because we embrace capitalism instead of apologizing for it. I want to tell you that most importantly, my 2 sons and their generation, they are once again proud to be citizens of this nation. And the way we're going to revive that national pride is by standing up once again in this country for the truth. That is what we are doing in this campaign. We stand up and we speak the truth. We speak the truth in the face of hardship. We speak the truth not when it is easy, but when it is hard. Hardship is something that happens to you. Victimhood is a choice. We don't choose to be victims. We choose to be victorious. We are victorious when we speak the truth. So that is what we're going to do today. Let us stand up and speak that truth. God is real. There are two genders. Fossil fuels are a requirement for human prosperity. Reverse racism is racism. An open border is not a border. Parents determine the education of their children. The nuclear family is the best known form of governance to mankind. Capitalism is the best system known to man to lift people up from poverty. There are 3 branches of government, not 4, and our U.S. Constitution is the strongest guarantor of freedom in human history. That is the truth. We stand up for the truth. We fight for the truth. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what will win us the revolution of 2024. Thank you all, Iowa. It's good to be back. God bless you. God bless your families. And may God bless our great nation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.